What up, everyone? Shark here. Got a 2v2 for you today. This time we got as the allies my boy Ares and his friend PaNiC. Ares from the US playing the US, PaNiC from Australia playing the Brits. Opposite them, we have the Canadian Wehrmacht team of lattouf and ohmygod. Map is Elst Outskirts. The co-caster is Tony, aka FloofieDog. And that's it. This is a banger. Let's go. All right, here we go. In teal, playing the Brits is PaNiC. And then his partner Ares here, playing Americans in blue. Down on the opposite side of the map, we have lattouf and ohmygod. ohmygod is in purple, and lattouf here in red. They're both running Wehrmacht. Ares, as usual, being the absolute consummate gentleman in chat. Tony, I'm just gonna ask you, what do you think the semi-toxic nature of the community? Do you think it is do you think it's unique to Company of Heroes?
No, I mean anyone. We're about the same age, right?
Yeah.
Shark. So like we grew up with the Xbox Live era. You know, we've heard all sorts of toxicity through the voice chat. You know, so I don't think it's unique.
Do you think they should add like a voice chat in-game function?
I don't know. It's one of those things of like, who would actually use it? You know, who would use it other than people wanting to be, you know, toxic? Because I think of games like I play a little bit of Hunt, which is a shooter I haven't played in a while, but with my buddies. Only time that in-game voice chat got used is when the other team was trying to, you know, taunt you and be toxic.
Yeah.
Because we're on Discord, you know?
The war game in-game chat where you only hear like the death chat.
Right, yeah.
Not war game, war zone. Whatever, I sound like a noob here. Meanwhile, so good push from PaNiC to take this cutoff. So interesting, he's not challenging the fuel, he's just pushing through the middle for the cutoff. I've had a couple of people tell me that they think the secret to this map, in particular among 2v2s, is not trying to grab both fuels at the same side. Because there are these high munitions points adjacent to the center, that the requirement here, the best way to play this is to pick one fuel and then have your other teammate really focus on owning the middle of the map.
Yeah, that's definitely interesting because you know, doubling down on the big fuels is usually the easy default. But you know, would you rather have one big fuel or zero?
Yeah. And I think the munitions in 2 starts to come into play with a lot of the abilities. Now, Wehrmacht don't have the same munitions requirements that the allies do, so maybe less important for them. And I've just been bouncing across the map here. Actually, we're seeing like all 4 players going pretty heavy mainline builds, which have not been the meta so far in Orchid Spider.
Yeah, you haven't seen too many rifles, at least in the ones I've played. It was like, you know, almost a surprise when they show up. You see heavy scout and tier 2 builds, but in ones you're doing a lot more capping, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Vicar is chunking away at these pioneers, and Mortar's eventually going to force it out of the garrison here. Looks like neither side won the engagement on the fuel between PaNiC and ohmygod, and now lattouf has really shoved Ares back, taking the counter cutoff. So interesting play, basically significant resource disruptions for both teams early on.
Enemy contact!
And I'm inclined to think that favors the Axis, because I feel like Wehrmacht, you really only need the 50 fuel to tech your tier 2, and then from there everything is pretty manpower heavy. Whereas the USF player in particular needs a lot of fuel to scale. If you're going to play with rifles and go BARs, although Ares has chosen advanced infantry, so we may see Rangers here.
Right, yeah, I'm watching the Wehrmacht to see, oh, and I can see right now so lattouf is doing tier 1 officers' quarters.
Yeah.
So I was going to wonder if they were just going to, you know, wait it out, you know, maybe deal with a little more bleed and try to naturally get that vet and use the grunts as their little mobile healing.
Yeah, ohmygod really needs healing. He has a couple of extremely low health grunt squads. One just barely gets away with one model.
I see that.
Ares rifles doing good work against lattouf's grunts, and both Vera players go in breakthrough. So, yeah, double Tiger incoming in about 20 minutes. Good mortar play here. And he's going Luftwaffe company. Oh my god, is lattouf has not made a choice yet.
Pretty interesting to see how long that the Grens in that house stood up against those 2 rifles. Just holding them there for a bit.
Yeah, I'm always...
I find that hard to judge sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of RNG with the garrisons when you're using small arms. You know, the Brits, obviously, Brit rifles at Vet 1 get bonus accuracy against units in out of cover. That obviously doesn't help with garrisons.
Right.
I find, yeah, now the teams have swapped fuel, so we've got allies that have taken the western fuel, and lattouf is now capping the eastern. Ares throwing some artillery beacons down.
Yeah, makes sense on this map for sure with all the
sight blockers.
Yeah, all the sight blockers and all the important locations you get under the cover of it.
Yeah, I wonder what the thought process is.
Yeah, I'd be curious to ask about that, because that's one of those things that's like, if I ask the question, I'm not sure if it's gonna be dismissed as, oh yeah, only noobs use that. Like, people who know what they're doing deal with it right away. But then, you know, there's just the general all around, you know, almost no micro attacks for, you know, just a nice little artillery beacon.
Yeah, it did a bunch of damage to this Grand Squad, but didn't kill any models. And lattouf uses the sprint to get it out of that bombardment. What is refreshing, though, is to see, you know, for Ares, he did go rifles, but he only has 3 rifle squads. So the previous patch meta of 4 to 5 rifles seems to no longer be in effect. Good use of cover here and positioning across the board. Oh, Kettenkrad trying to push around these scouts, basically artillery observers, to give the Pioneers a better chance to win. But I think they're actually going to continue to get burned down. Now the Karad will take some damage as well. Yeah, these constant beacon barrages, really, the longer it goes on, the smarter I think it is. Oh my gosh, the mortar takes half the Humber's health away. The lucky hit. 221 upgrading the Panzerbuchse, so PaNiC's Humber could be in danger here. This is gonna pop. The Humber is not ready for it. Ooh.
Now you're backed out.
Yeah, I don't think he thought he was in danger, but that mortar round makes a difference. Ares going advanced logistics, so I would bet money now that we're going to see Rangers.
Yep. Took out the Humber. I wonder if that was planned or just coincidental that he softened him up down to just taking 1 shot with a mortar.
I mean, there's almost no way that he called a mortar barrage onto the Humber. I think that was the auto fire.
Oh, okay. I thought it was his mortar back here.
No, it did. So it hit it once. I would be shocked if that was intentional.
Yeah. Right.
So, lattouf continuing to play with Grens, basically breakthrough Grens. Good use of the rapid capture decapture ability to kind of flip the script here. Axis going to end up on both fuels. Yeah, PaNiC has an opportunity to push this cutoff here, but he's going to kind of hold pat. First Ranger squad and weapon drop it. Oh, look at that. 2 Zooks. So probably, I think it looks like Ares is going to leave them in HQ for now. It makes sense. They still haven't found this artillery beacon. Another barrage coming on these Grens in cover. Man, I feel like these beacons reload much faster than I remember.
I can't remember the last time they were patched, but I mean, it's definitely nice that their Grens turned into MP40 Grens, so they're not going to want to sit there and cover and just eat the mortars.
Yeah.
I wonder. I'd have to go back and watch and see the timing if lattouf picked that battle group after seeing his first beacon or not, because that would be an interesting reaction if that was the case.
I think they picked it both out the gate, and I can actually answer that for you.
Okay.
No, so they both selected breakthrough before the artillery observers hit the field.
Okay.
Oh. Good push from oh my god here. He's forcing PaNiC back, although PaNiC did slide into the middle to support Ares in that large kind of Gren engagement. Now Ares going for the half track, and this is going to be a quad 50. Breakthrough doesn't have, they don't have a loader, they have the kind of the flame drop ability in the smoke, but you're not really worried about loader from either one of these guys. And both players have used the MP40 upgrade at least once. Oh, Jaegers almost go down to the infantry sections. But both players have revealed that they're running breakthrough. First commandos on the field now for PaNiC. Double Vickers cleared and stolen, but then murdered, and that Gren squad will die for its effort. So lattouf and oh my god, already both into tier 4. lattouf did pick up tier 3, the Panzer Grenadier headquarters. Yeah, so we will definitely get to see the allied elite infantry. Probably Stas trooping on the side of the Wehrmacht. We see a med bunker going down in HQ. Good team play synergy there. Rangers throw grenades at these Grens. The Grens dodge a grenade by hopping in and out of the building, but they are still bleeding models like crazy. And with only that one, Tightrope actually did a great video the other day talking about all the veterancy changes, and one of the things he highlighted was, oh, another Gren squad goes down. Elites, because they come in a little bit later, if your main lines aren't at like vet 2 by the time the elites hit the field, the elite scaling will really kind of abuse. Oh, well, this quad 50 is done. Panzer Buxa, second shot coming. Oh, it doesn't get the shot off. It's going to close to try to get one more hit, but won't. So the quad 50 gets away. I don't know what to, if you want to say that was just complacent micro on the part of OMG here, but he doesn't get the second shot. And Ares will be super thankful that quad 50 is still alive.
Yeah, that was definitely the one that got away. That was a little surprising that went down like that.
Those are the kinds of engagements that shape games, right? Because the loss of that quad 50, all the fuel and munitions invested into it, would have been a big deal, but now Ares is going to get it back. He's going to get a second squad of Rangers. And both of his Ranger squads have already hit vet 1 as well.
300 points remaining for the Germans.
Wow. Double MP40 Grens plus Pioneers. So that Ranger squad forced to retreat. Man, it looks like they're retreating super slow.
Huh.
Alright, PaNiC contesting this cutoff point with his commandos. What do you think of commandos in the current patch?
I've definitely underestimated them a few times. I haven't seen the support section too much, but just the plain old you know, Sten gun commandos have definitely cut off some units on retreat and whittled them down a lot faster than I remember them doing in the past.
Yeah, if they can get on top of you, they do a lot of damage. We have Stas already out for oh my god, and a Stas squad coming out for lattouf now. They will scale fairly well against the allied elite infantry. And now it looks like a Matilda coming out for PaNiC. And there's no hard AT on the field for the Axis, so this could be problematic. Fortunately, the Matilda's very slow. Oh, these Pioneers melted by Rangers. So allies will hold on to one of their fuel. Oh my god, pushing back out, laying some mines. Yeah, I think probably the reason here, PaNiC has been very focused on supporting through the middle. And so he's helped out Ares a lot, but he hasn't, as a consequence, has not been able to hold on to that fuel. Oh, Rangers, it looks like they're gonna go for the wipe on these MP40 Grens, and almost get it, but they get whittled down and now have to retreat through a hail of Stoss Stupid Fire. Fortunately, there's a little bit of a sight blocker. Now, did Ares upgraded BARs? He did. That's interesting. Because I feel like he would be the one to tell me, don't put BARs on your Rangers.
Right. Especially since he's got 2 of them. He could very well end up with a 3rd here soon.
Yeah. Well, and he's also, he does have a 3rd Ranger squad now, and he went for the NPC assault. So
right.
Without the...
So it's not like he's getting the debuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You read my mind. First Panzer IV hits the field. Commandos find a mine. Oh, big push here. NPC assault supported by Matilda, a 6-pounder, and infantry sections. P4 fortunately bounces a shot there. The 221 with the Panzerbuchse forced to back away. Here we go. What is this? Oh, that's the designated assault position from Ares to support his NPC assault. Now he's getting the improved rockets. Quad 50 gets knocked out on the opposite side of the map. Looks like to a mine, probably. Now, oh, big hit. And the NPC assault is rounds complete here. It's a huge push through the middle, but not any really positive trades for the Allies. In fact, they basically just fed the Axis a ton of veterancy. And they're giving up 1 fuel point, although Stoss are... excuse me, the Sappers are counter-capturing on the opposite side.
They're giving him a whole lot of command point experience to get that Tiger upgrade.
Yeah.
Or Colin.
Yeah, the NPC assault can be super powerful just because it's so much pressure. But if it gets stopped, and especially for like the Brumbear or the P4. Now, there's also been a bug where weapons that deal explosive damage don't always get the experience or their veterancy for killing units, like kill credit. And I know this has happened a couple times to me where I'm hitting something with like a bishop or a Scott, and then I look down later in the game and it's got like 0 kills or 1 kill. I'm like, that can't be right. It's been smashing stuff all game. But it does have a meaningful impact on how units accrue veterancy. So hopefully something that Relic fixes. Oh.
Yeah, that's definitely something I never would have noticed, but now that you say it, it's pretty nasty.
Rangers taking a lot of damage from this Brumbear and forcing them away so they don't bleed unnecessarily. Oh, Brumbear bounces the bazooka. And so lattouf's investment in these MP40 Grens working out for him. He's able to maintain decent map control, and when supporting vehicles, handle the Ranger pushes fairly well. And then the P4 over here for ohmygod, supported by Stoss and Jaegers. That's also just brutal.
Right.
lattouf has gotten a Pack 40 out. He side-tagged the Panzer Grenadier headquarters to get the Pack 40 out. Oh, this MG. Will it get away? No, not through that hail of Grenadier fire. The Ares MG cleared.
This entire time, Ares has been tons of capping pressure, and you know, all the way up to lattouf's own big fuel, and was able to keep these observers alive late into the game. Even when lattouf earlier during one of the big main engagements kind of set a trap with them, where he cornered them, where the scouts thought they were just dealing with a Kettenkrad. Then both 2 MP40 Grens came in. He still got him away.
Yeah.
So they are doing a lot in the pressure department.
Yeah, although his NPC assault just kind of hanging out in the middle here, so fortunately kind of wasted. Oh, PaNiC loses an infantry section to the MP40 Grens and the Brumbear. Big hit, just too fast to react. Now, Ares pushing with the Rangers trying to recap this eastern fuel. Oh man, does a ton of damage to these Grens. One model left. Yep, the Rangers pick it up. That's the downside to the Grenadiers, is they just still don't scale the way you'd hope. 1919 sets up in the smoke.
So what do you think of the 19? You like the tankiness changes? Because I know you've been a big critic of the underwhelming firepower it's had.
I'm glad that they gave it some better suppression and better damage. I am not a fan of like raw damage reduction mechanics, and the fact that it gets 20% when set up out of the gate, especially like damage reduction. These Rangers. Oh, luckily they get away, and here comes the Typhoon strafe under the Brumbear. What I don't like about it is the primary counters to a machine gun are a mortar or a grenade, like flanking grenade, and damage reduction makes those interactions less intuitive and kind of unfairly biased in the machine gun's favor. I would be okay with like harder to hit when set up or in cover. That makes sense to me, because that doesn't protect you against explosive damage, but it does protect you against getting frontally cleared by enemy infantry, which is really like, that's what you don't want, is an MG to be in position firing, and then instead of suppressing the enemy, it just dies to like frontal rifle or machine gun fire.
Yeah, that's the feels bad part for sure.
Yeah. But oh, Captain annihilated by one shot from the Brumbear. This feels like good attack ground use by lattouf here, forcing away the Rangers. So, oh yeah, so the Axis have 100 points left. I was confused by the audio cue. Oh no, Matilda went down. Grant on the field. Second Grant coming. Recce section already is going to come in. Oh, this artillery observer squad. This is going to be a long, painful retreat. Yeah, with the Brumbear and the Stas troop in. But they're gonna get out of there again. Oh, maybe not. Good hit from the Brumbear. Pioneers pick up the artillery observer. Another Vickers down for PaNiC, but a traded for a Grenadier here in the middle. Footguard's gonna pick up the Vickers. I feel like the Axis are throwing in a little bit harder, trying to grab the center VP. Oh, Grenadier almost goes down. Now Hellcat on the flank. P4 forced back. The Panzerbuchse scout car finally goes down, this time to the NPC assault. And, oh, the other artillery observer squad goes out. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Oh man, the Brumbear forces away the Rangers with the Zooks. But PaNiC with a good push through the middle. He's also controlling the fuel, supported by that boys assault. Oh, big hits onto the Grant from the Pack 40. lattouf this time has lost a Pioneer squad to the Rangers. And I get it. There's so much going on, I can barely keep stuff on screen.
Right.
So it makes sense that it would be nearly impossible for these guys to keep track of everything. Another rocket loader targeting the Brumbear. First salvo and second salvo largely whiff. Another Gren squad cleared. The Stas phosphorus grenade goes in on the infantry section, but Rangers on the retreat path. And if lattouf's not careful, oh man, Rangers are going to pick up the Stas trooping squad. That's huge. lattouf's down to just 2 Gren squads. and very, very far on the back foot in terms of EPs.
Yeah, it's wild. It's like I'm bracing for some huge swing because I'm looking at the looking at the timer. There's a lot of time left for how few VPs they have left. So.
Spoilers, Tony.
Right? Oh, geez, sorry. Yeah.
You're good. It's one of those like, I'm watching this movie and it seems like they've captured the main villain, but there's 2 hours left. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, now the Grens grenade assault on retreat, and they pick up one of the Ranger squads. So wow, incredible timing from lattouf on the grenade. He is also floating a ton of resources. PaNiC now unlocking the 17 pounder. Another sauce trooping squad coming out for, oh my god. lattouf getting a second Brumbear with some of his excess resources here. And the Axis are going to stabilize the VP bleed just a little bit. Another Stas coming out for lattouf. And Stas, even late game, right, coming out with no veterancy, they do okay. Especially that one of the Ranger squads is gone. Oh my god, look at Ares Infantry. It's just 2 double vet Rangers and a single engineer.
Right, I was just gonna say that. Like,
yeah, if you've been able to keep that third Ranger squad alive. But yeah, everybody suffered some huge losses. Oh man. NPC assault just getting chewed up by the P4s and the Brumbear. It's pretty much gone. And the other Brumbear here, just bouncing shots from these Hellcats. It's triple vet. Which, triple veterancy plus 60 frontal armor at vet 3 for the Brumbear. So even the Hellcats with the HVAP, with satchel charge, even Hellcats with HVAP are going to have to get on the flank here.
It's crazy to think of, though, popping that on the Hellcat and it still not being a sure pen.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I'm okay with like vehicles as a whole having better frontal armor. I like the idea of flanks, but in team games it gets really, really difficult. Kettenkrad annihilated in the center. Oh, mine hits. P4, first P4 goes down. Second is engine critted. The Hellcats could really push this. Oh my goodness, the attack rounds to the hedgerow. Both P4s gone. Incredible pickup for the Allies. Rangers now pushing this mortar and Pack 40. Oh, Brumbear comes out the other direction. Grant can challenge it, but there are a number of Pack 40s back here. 4 on the field for the Axis, so he's got to be careful because they will chunk him down very quickly. Oh my goodness. Sappers evaporated between the Brumbears and the Jaegers. Sherman 105 comes in. Another rocket strafe. And the Brumbear is kind of lined up. Is going to take a couple of good hits here. Oh, big hit. 17 pounder in the rear. One more shot. And it is being targeted. It's still in the strafe, being targeted by the Typhoons. First salvo misses. And the second whiffs as well. Oh, unfortunate for the Allies. That is probably would have been like a game-swinging loiter if that had hit. Oh, but they catch it outside of the circle. Oh my goodness. Wow. That's tilting. He dodged several strafes, got it outside the circle. Oh. And then MP40 Grens here taking a ton of damage. But they're gonna get away. Strong allied pushes here in the center to keep the VP pressure on. It's so funny to see all these vehicles with partial health fight because neither side has time to repair anything.
Right.
And Brumbear is going to farm some veterancy over here. Triple vet Ranger is moving up. The Stas troop in good position at range. Oh, double vet mortar cleared with the grenade. Rangers keep pushing. Now they got the Brumbear's attention, so they're forced to retreat. Zooks on the flank here. Aries going for a vanilla Sherman this time. What do you think of the new Sherman?
I definitely like it. I would lean on the vanilla Sherman a little more than I think most people would have before, where they just would have gone all in on Hellcats or the Dozer. I gotta mess around with the it's not called All Guns Blazing or whatever, but the
Keep them firing.
That's right. I gotta mess around with that a little more because that seems very cool and thematic.
Yeah.
But then the forego on the white phosphorus kind of hurts.
Yeah, it's that like extra insurance if you get like suddenly a panther or a tiger to give you a chance to kind of break away or pin them in place for AT guns to do work.
Yeah, you see a lot more of the tech skipping lately, and people especially going with the airborne battle group, and I guess SSF as well. So
yeah, I think it's a
lot
little bit more
Shermans in general.
A little bit more dangerous to tech skip with the SSF because they come in so much later.
Yeah.
So interesting now, the Axis have gone for basically several Pac 40s and Brum Bears, which is like, the complementary hard counters and some Stas trooping to kind of support. lattouf, it appears, has lost his other Stas trooping again at some point. Oh my god, has 2 up now. Is building a 3rd. Tiger's not yet unlocked. It's a lot of CPs, and they've definitely focused their efforts elsewhere. Although, actually, lattouf has 20 CPs, so there's no reason to not have the Tiger unlocked right now. Triple Vet Rangers force away the other infantry. Sherman hits a mine and is forced to back up. Fortunately, the Pac 40s aren't built to chase it down. Wow. 105 knocked out by the Pac 40s though, and Grant's taking a bunch of damage here in the middle. The Rangers flank, 1 Pac 40 out of position and cleared. Oh my gosh, the MG42 and the 1919 suppressor Rangers force him to retreat. On the opposite side, Stas here forcing way up through the middle. Man, the Pac 40 salvos onto these Grants. And the damage reduction on the Stas troop and keeping them alive despite 2 Grants shooting at them. Oh, Vet 3 Rangers. Yeah, so they need to get out of here. They don't need to take another shot from this Brum Bear. Another NPC assault up the middle. That's the potential to do a bunch of damage to these AT guns. Yeah, forces them back, and they're actually capping the point. Now Stas are going to stand on it, and the Brum Bear just going to clear all these models. Ares KD at the end of the game is going to look absolutely atrocious.
Sometimes you got to be the anvil.
Yeah. So it looks like Ares is going to build his first M2A1 howitzer. That could be a really good answer for all these Pac 40s. And the Stas, to be honest with you.
He's got the free fire too. I'm sure he probably knows the ideal range for placement and everything where he's going to get that coverage.
Well, this map is relatively flat. I am sure that howitzer can hit whatever it needs to. But now the Axis have a triple cap on, even though they're at 17 VPs. And this is going to put pressure on the Allies faster than you think. Oh my god, teching the support element. So probably going to see a naval warfare from him is what I would think. The 17-pounder force back. 3 Grants on the field, but only 1 is at full health. PaNiC going for the armored vehicle training. Yeah, with 3 Grants on the field, that's 100% worth it. Even though he's not quite pop capped. Ares is much closer to pop than anyone else, which is kind of ironic because he only has a couple of units. So between the howitzer, the 3 vehicles, and 3 ranger squads. His rangers are going to try to crawl out of range of the arc of this HMG. The triple vet rangers get suppression resistance, but with the revamped veterancy, the vanilla Rangers don't anymore. Man, this...
I think that's fair.
Yeah, I agree. Here's the Sherman. Finds the Brumbear. And shot actually penetrates. Oh, big salvo from the PaK-40s. That Sherman needs to move. And it will. Ranger's going to capture this VP. Hellcat on the rear of the Brumbear. They're taking hits from the PaK-40s, but looks like they'll get one more salvo off. Brumbear cleared. Now we see Ares triggered the assault operation somewhere. Not sure where it went off.
It sounds like it's going to the center, but well, maybe it is.
Oh, Rangers clear one HMG on the flank. Oh, flame rounds coming in. That'll do a lot of work against those NPCs as they run up. Oh man, these Brumbears. Wait, lattouf has another Brumbear that has reached triple veterancy already. Another Ranger squad knocked out by Grenz with a triple vet Brumbear.
I made it a point to mouse over and just watch the Brumbear as it annihilated the NPCs and just watch that experience jump up. So that's the dark side of using that.
Yeah, I think my opinion, not backed by science. If you're gonna go heavy into actual Rangers and not just the commander, then I think the Ranger weapon training is better than the NPC assault, because all your weapons get debuffs. It's an extra guarantee that you're gonna win some of your infantry engagements. You can crit vehicles with the bazookas, and then, like you're saying, especially against double Wehrmacht, you're just gonna not just bleed, but like feed veterancy to your opponent.
Yeah, I wonder if I just realized Ares never got survival training, despite his heavy infantry build. I guess it just wasn't worth the fuel investment at the time.
He's got 240 fuel, so I know he's not flush with manpower, but I would absolutely invest in that just for the extra durability it's going to give you against these Brumbears.
Right.
And then the Tiger that's inevitably coming. Oh, this rifle squad is... Oh, the 17-pounder is going to save that rifle squad. Oh, Gren squad vaporized in the center. Foot guards knocked out by Brumbear on the opposite side of the map. Another rocket loiter coming in. Wow, and the Stahlstruppen been shrugging off Grant shots. Triple vet Brumbear is going to escape the circle, but based on previous experience, that doesn't guarantee they'll actually survive the loiter. Oh, Jaeger smoked by a Ranger grenade. Hellcats go hunting and knock out the triple vet Brumbear. One Hellcat traded out by the PaK-40s, but I'm sure you'll take that as allies.
Any day.
Oh, that Grant almost goes down. Good use of the phosphorus grenade by the Stas to provide some additional cover. Brumbear knocks out yet another HMG team. Poor PaNiC, I think, has lost 4 or 5 of them at this point. Now, lattouf has picked up a naval werfer. I haven't seen it do a whole lot yet. Oh, these foot guards. This could be dangerous. Very low health. Fortunately, they retreat before the Brumbear gets a good shot off. 17-pounder is going to get set up here. Or I thought it was going to get set up. I guess it can't see the Brumbear. Grant gets a hit off. There's the 17-pounder hit. Grant gets 2 more. 1 more shot if they can keep vision. Oh, picked up by Ares Hellcat.
What a great assist there.
Yeah, that's great. Great team play. Axis reduced to purely infantry at this point. floating tons of resources. I'm wondering why, oh my god, hasn't called the Tiger out. He could call it on the field right now.
Lattouf's right on the edge doing the same.
Yeah. Phosphorus grenade and frag grenade exchange without much effect here in the middle. Double stops force the Rangers away. And the Allies are Axis back on the triple cap. Harry's getting a replacement Hellcat.
100 points remain. We're cutting it close.
These Pac 40s, as they vet up, just become absolutely savage. Oh, Naval coming in on the howitzer. Actually, a rocket randomly hits the Sherman. Does a ton of damage. Ares has more rifles on the way out. Oh my god, has called the Tiger on. Oh my goodness. 2 Grenadier and a Stas squad just vaporized. Big hits from the Grant and the howitzer. Allies decap the center. More artillery coming in. Now, Wehrmacht incendiary run comes in. And these Pioneers with no health. Oh no. The charged shells of the howitzer vaporize the Pioneers. And they stun the Tiger.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd pick any other veteran C1 for them, Toy One. The charged shells are just absolutely savage.
Retake the field. Assault operations underway.
Man, the Wehrmacht army composition for Oh My God in particular looks insane. 3 Stas, 3 Pac 40s, and Tiger.
Tiger on each team, or on each player's side.
Yeah, now Lattouf's got his Tiger out as well.
Get the wounded out of there. Down to only 50 points.
Now the Allies down to 50 points. Allies got to make a big push here. Here comes the NPC assault to set conditions. Unfortunately, the naval barrage coming in on the howitzer. He probably, if he had waited another second, would have wanted it here on the center to hold this VP. Grant's chipping away. Finally get a couple of kills on the Stas trooping. Tigers move into the center, but the charged shells stun one of the Tigers. And now rocket strafe coming in as well as the Hellcat. Oh, NPC assault gets crushed. Stas trooper gets cleared. One Tiger taking a lot of hits from the rocket barrage. Or the rocket strafe. The Allies are going to cap the center here. Rangers with the Zooks. Oh, and now this Tiger also taking hits from the Hurricanes there. Oh, another Gren squad loss. Allies are going to pick up the center VP even with the incendiary bombing run. Oh, big hit from the Tiger. Rangers down to 3 models, forced to retreat. But now Axis basically down to 45 seconds. I don't think they have... I mean, oh my god, it's fully back in base. The Tiger's on such low health. Oh my gosh. Tiger knocked out.
The difference between a dead and a living Tiger, man.
I don't even know what got that Tiger.
A Hellcat swung in. And got her, if you're talking about...
Oh, he traded the Hellcat for the Tiger. Oh.
Right, but if it would have been a quarter-second difference, the Pac 40 would have saved the Tiger.
Yeah. Well, this Tiger here, oh my gosh, that goes down. All right, I'm back here with the FloofieDog, Tony. Tony, what did you take away from this, man?
Man, there was so much to so much to comment on. It's just a very intense game, other than one very tiny lull, probably like 10 minutes or something into it. But
yeah,
pretty much kind of the theme of the game, or what it seems to be, is, you know, maybe not everything was the most calculated decision, but they were all made very quickly. Like, there was just always something going on. There was constant pressure. You saw areas going deep in, you know, into Lattouf's big fuel over and over and over in the game. And really the pendulum started to swing a little bit when they weren't able to put that pressure because the scouts died. So, but yeah, just massive losses on every player's side, and just constant go. So it's kind of hard to, for me at least, not saying everyone, of like what specifically to comment on.
I know. I mean, it was hard for me to keep the camera on everything that was happening. People have asked me before, like, "Oh, I had this awesome 4v4 game. Will you cast it?" And like, I can't. Like, I'll just be honest with you. Like, I don't have the skill or the awareness to to cover something like that.
You'd almost need to do 4 videos for each lane, like if to really do it justice, you know?
Yeah.
Which who's gonna watch that? I mean, some people will, but
like simulcast info. That would be cool. Right. That'd be a fun project. You know what? We'll put a pin in that. We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah. A lot of work, but I be very interesting. Yeah.
I'll push it over to Fred. He's awesome at the video editing. No, I think you hit on a lot of good things. One, I think the players came in with an idea of what they wanted to do, but they weren't wedded to it, right? So everyone adjusted mid-game. I think actually probably the only person that really didn't adjust was lattouf. He played very heavy into Grens, basically to tier 4, and then ended up, here's where I'm wrong. He back-teched to tier 3 to get Enable out and pack 40s mid-game.
Right.
But it looked like he was like, I'm going to play Grens into Brumbear, into Tiger. And he didn't really stray too much from that strategy. Oh my God. He looked like he wanted to play heavy tier 2 with the Luftwaffe company, but he only got 1 Jaeger. He got the Panzerbuchse 221 out. And then he pretty much was like, yeah, you know what? Actually, no, we need to play late game. And so he also went Brumbear, then back tech to tier 3 for the pack 40s. So good agility there on their part. And then if you look at how the Allies played it, so you had Ares, to your point, 2 scouts into artillery observers, the artillery beacons in the middle, lots of aggressive capping, rifles, weapon support center, so machine gun, a half track into rangers. And then even he pivoted, right, abandoning the scouts, even abandoning rangers towards the end, just getting rifles out because he needed the map presence, and going with the howitzer to help deal with the enemy's team weapons. And then PaNiC, who started out, looked like he wanted to play with commandos, pivoted Matilda into Grants, foot guards, 17 pounder. Like, so I think that's probably the most impressive thing to me, is these players like not only have the wherewithal to make some extremely awesome like individual micro plays. I still think about that Grenadier like grenade assault to kill the retreating Ranger squad. Like that's not easy to line up.
Right.
But then they're also thinking through all these like meta things, like not just what do I need now, but what am I going to need 5 minutes from now?
Yep.
And part of me wishes we had access to comms, and part of me is glad that we don't. I know how frustrated and toxic some of the poor lattouf losing 2 Brumbears to like out of circle rocket strafes. Like, oh my God, I can't even imagine how much he is raging. Maybe not. Maybe he's super chill. I would have been raging.
Yeah. I haven't played with him or very much at all, but I have played a couple games with him through Jamie, through Cromwell, and super nice guy. Which I always plug. If you're trying to use the TACMAC more, lattouf's the one that gave me the best advice.
Oh, the post-it tip?
Not on the corner of your monitor, because we all know we get tunnel vision. Whatever happens on the outside the margins of that bright screen might as well not exist in the world, right? Physically put it over your mini map, and it's going to be a little jarring, but within a weekend or so, you'll probably have it as muscle memory, depending on how much you play. So one shameless plug for him, because I'd like to think that he was keeping his cool based on the little bit I know about him. They were just going big, holding out for the Tigers, and it just came a little too late, and they had to get a little more reckless with them, because the clock was up against them. But you almost wonder if they would have, with all the P4s and Brumbears, if they would have gotten maybe command tanks out sooner. And I don't know if that would have been enough to make a difference. But
yeah, the Brumbears feel invincible until they don't, right? Like it's all about positioning with them. You catch them looking the wrong way, get a Hellcat on their flank, and all of a sudden their armor, which is how they should play, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think the only other thing, now that I go back and kind of rewind the game in my head, both teams played well, like as teams, but I think Ares and PaNiC did some stuff to guarantee them like early and late advantage. Like you think about Ares swinging across the map with a Hellcat to finish off a Brumbear on PaNiC side. You think about PaNiC, like understanding we don't need both fuels and fighting through the center, which really that huge VP lead that they built up is the reason they won this game.
Yep. And not just the flank opposite of where Ares is. So it's like, like it was the widest flanking maneuver he possibly could have made. So, you know, no time can be wasted to pull something like that off. So you gotta assume that their comms were very tight.
And honestly, like just knowing how Ares plays, this is my biggest plug for the TAC map in general, is you have such wide situational awareness when you use it well. I know a lot of guys, like their micro is cracked and they don't need it.
Right. Not me.
Not me. Yeah. But being able to see like, oh, I've got this thing on the other side of the map, but I can help my teammate. Like you don't see that panning around, especially with the way that this game kind of restricts your ability to zoom out. So and
you can, and people would, you know, that are mini map fans would probably push back and say, well, I can do that just as well with the mini map, but just the margin of error, especially if you're not like a high APM guy, which, like I said, I'm obviously not, is you know, your margin of error just gets, or whatever your whatever term you want to put to it, you just squeeze that down some more, where it's much more forgiving if you, and you know, helps you with being efficient. And I noticed that is, you know, first and foremost watching people, you know, like Tightrope or whatever, you know, cast in games when I was first getting into CoH3, like, damn, he seems like so chill for how effective he's being, and like almost across the board, those guys that look like, you know, they were just being max efficiency for their clicks were using the TAC map.
Yeah, you just get units moved in the right direction. You set up the positioning the way you want, and then you know, zoom in to micro them when you need to.
Right. Yeah. Like I can see people that aren't fans of it making the case in ones, but I really truly, I don't know how people play team games without one, especially the big ones, because of that lack of situational awareness. So that's not a comment on them. That's, you know, a comment on me, but it's just to your point.
If there's one thing playing ESEA Open Counter-Strike has taught me, it's that me having more experience at gaming doesn't mean shit to some of these like 17-year-old kids with insane hand-eye coordination. So you got anything else for us?
No, I don't think so. Like I said, I think I got a little bit of out of sync while we were watching the video, so apologize if I was a little slow to react or quiet there, but I'll get that figured out.
No, you're good, dude. Well, thank you for taking the time. That's going to do it for us here, and we'll see y'all in the next one.